Hi, Alex. I wanted to give you 3 exercises, and the intentions behind these 3 exercises to add into the mix are to try to kind of get some movement and mobility in that point of pretty much it's like the cervical region of the segment of C7 and like T1. So that area here, we want to try to get a little bit more mobility and a little more movement. So I'm going to give you 3 different exercises to add into the mix. So the first one I'm going to ask you for is actually laying on your back. And I say this first one's actually for getting a little bit more movement at the joint space where the head meets the cervical spine, or the skull meets the spine. So make sure that you can see me here. So the idea here is that I'm resting, pelvis, ribs, head. And I want to begin a small nod yes. And the idea is that my head still rests on the ground. It's like the weight of a leaf has landed on my chin to tip it down, then the weight of a leaf has landed on my forehead. So it's subtle, but if I put my hands kind of at that mastoid process or behind the ear, I can feel myself moving at that kind of bony landmark joint space. So we're trying to get some movement here, taking some pressure off the neck, but we just want to make sure a lot of the segments above and below kind of that junction point where the neck meets the upper back are moving. So next exercise, I'm going to ask you to grab a pillow or even a towel roll, but I've just got a small little pillow here. And the idea is that I want to feel like with the towel roll or even off the edge of the bed, that I've just got, I'm pretty much, that point of like the tag of my shirt is off the pillow. So I am going to need to support my head fully with my hands. Elbows I can see in my peripheral vision. And the idea here is we're going to start to let our head just kind of drop back and down into our hands. Now I need to watch out that my ribs can stay kind of anchored down to the surface underneath me. And I want to make sure that there's not a lot of tension in the front of the throat or the neck. And I keep the back of the neck pretty long, so I don't feel like there's a big pinchy point in the back or the front. And you can do that a couple times. So the thought is letting the weight of the head start to settle back into the hands, kind of down towards the floor or that open space. Can I keep my pelvis down? Can I keep my ribs down? Can I keep my neck long? Okay. So each of those, that last one could be done for maybe about 30 seconds to 45 seconds. The first one could be done for like 15 repetitions. The last one, I want you to think, Alex, of this point, again, kind of between that triangle between the head, kind of the base of the skull, and between the shoulder blades. I want you to think of a plum sitting right here. And the idea is kind of like a cat-cow position from hands and knees. You want to try to squeeze that imaginary plum. So I'm trying to squeeze it with my shoulder blades, with the base of my head, or almost the back of my neck a little bit, more the base of the skull, I should say. So I want to keep the neck long. I don't want to reach with the chin. And then I kind of press out of that. So again, I'm trying to squeeze a plum. So the idea is that I'm kind of squeezing my shoulder blades, and again, kind of the base of my head to squeeze a plum. Okay? You're letting that area drop down. You are, again, kind of letting the chest drop down, feeling the neck long, so the front of the neck comes forward, but the back of my neck is still long. And then kind of pressing out of it. That you don't need a ton of, maybe just about 4 repetitions. Thank you.